Hey guys, this is the Justice for All podcast. I am your host, Randall Latta,
I'm Gage Gilbert.
and today we are going to be talking about a couple hot issues, mainly in the news cycle recently. The first one we're going to talk about is this whole children being separated at the border ordeal and what's really going on. And the second issue we will be going over today is the IG hearing of the Inspector General and the new FBI head, Ray Horowitz, is the Inspector General. And they had a hearing last week over all of these investigations, and we'll dive deep into that later on. But yeah, so those are two big things, and then the second one I really want to get to also just because I don't think the media has done a good job covering it, and I think it's an important thing, whether you like Trump or not, whatever you are. I think it's something that the whole country needs to be paying attention to, and we'll cover that. So, what are some opening thoughts, Gage? Do you have about either one of these topics?
Well, I guess we can start with the separation of parents and kids at the border for illegal immigrants, because that seems to be a really hot issue right now, and Trump's been in a little bit of hot water, and I think we can clear the air on a lot of it, and present the facts and different findings and stuff. So my whole opinion on it is, one, this has been going on for a lot longer than, the Trump administration. It's not like these, detention facilities just popped up overnight like the media likes, to make you believe. Because they're sitting there playing they're sitting there playing these things like they've never existed before in the past, and, which isn't the case. The first, like with Bill Clinton, the law was passed under him, basically saying that whenever a family crosses the border, they'll be detained together. And that law lasted up until about recently. It changed because the Ninth Circuit Court, which is the circuit court out west, which is the most liberal court, ruled that kids can't be detained, basically. Like illegal immigrant children can't be detained. So the only way that the law could be enforced would be to separate them. And the only other option besides that was to basically just let them go into the country. So you're either going to choose to separate them or just ignore the law and, let a mass flood of illegal immigrants come in. So, you're basically caught both in between a rock and a hard place. And I think it's stupid how the Ninth Circuit did that. I think that we shouldn't be splitting these families up, obviously, but it's not Trump's fault. The Ninth Circuit Court's fault. And, the predecessors have set up the law before this. So it's not like Trump just passed a law saying, we're going to start separating families and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
that's my opinion of it.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably be more pissed, I guess, if there wasn't this misrepresentation in the media about how evil Trump and Hitler and all this stuff, and it's like this is what they do all the time. It's getting really old. I think people are starting to see it, but again, I don't even think this is a story if you think about it, because the only reason why they put this story out is because that fucking damning IG report came out about all these investigations, and we'll talk about that later. But it's like we see this whole thing with the media that every time there's some groundbreaking stuff or important things that really need to be covered, they aren't covered because it's damning to their side, and then they find something to pin on Trump or something like that to get everybody worked over about. You're absolutely right. This is a ruling, in the past. It's not policy, Trumpian policy. Barack Obama was sued for this too, all that stuff. But I don't really I don't think this is a problem, man. Like, I really don't. I think a
Yeah,
highlight.
well,
Well, hold on,
like
hold on.
the media is blowing up. Or the
I
media is
know,
making it. They're blowing it up like way out of proportion. First of all,
I
like
know. Hold on a second. Hold
I
on.
believe
Hold
what is
on.
it? Like they can't be separated more than like 21 days or something.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like they're separated for life.
Well, that's the thing. My point being is, I don't think the policy is what's wrong. What's wrong is, okay, maybe we shouldn't, but I mean, because of that, they're not being mistreated. We have funding for this. They're treated like, normal people and all of that. And, I mean, is it a bad thing? Sure, but really, don't cross the border illegally. This is the lesson. And this policy does one of two things that is being enforced. First thing is, there's legislation that needs to be done with this illegal problem that we can't keep ignoring because obviously there's been problems with it and it's flawed. And Trump has been trying to push legislation. The left, Democrats, are pushing back. They don't want anything done because they see this as a political winner. Their solution to this problem is nothing. They just want to use it to beat Trump over the head because they have nothing else to run on. And Trump, by just following what's the law, is exposing that thing because he even signed an illegal executive order to try to even fix the solution, saying, okay, fine, the children can be with their parents, but it's obviously going to be overturned by what you were mentioning with that Supreme Court, the Circuit Court. So it's like they want to do all this and that, hoot and holler, but they don't want to come up with solutions. And I think it's brilliant because two-part. The first thing is Trump kind of gets what he wants by exposing these things and saying, this is a terrible thing and the illegal problem is being solved. And, well, they're illegal in the first place. Some of these children aren't even these people's children. They're coming in for sex trafficking, drugs, things like that, some of the time. So it's like, we just don't know these people and they're illegal. I'm sorry, but if you don't want your children taken away from you at all, just come here legally. So that's the thing. So he achieves the legislation win, I think, by saying, okay, what's the solution? He's trying to provide that, and so is people like Ted Cruz, and nothing's being done because they don't want anything done. So they keep hooting and hollering, but so Trump gets what he wants on that front by exposing them, legislatively, and then he gets the win by exposing his agenda is being done. So I'd say so, and it seems harsh right now, and he has seen a dip in his approval ratings, but I think it's a short-term thing, and I hope in the long run that people start seeing the bad things that are happening again and again that we're seeing from these people and the media and all that, which is, I think, again, falling in their hands.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I agree with that. Even Chuck Schumer came out, a few days after this whole story got blown up and everything. He basically said that they're not going to sign a bill, because they want to pin this on Trump. And it's like they're just using it for political gain. And the left likes to pretend, like the Democrats actually care about these people. It's like they don't give a shit about these people. They're just using it for political gain.
Yeah.
And, they make it seem like, the horror, people are being split up and all this other stuff. And it's like, they don't give a shit. It's like, they're just using it for their own political gain to get votes or, whatever else, funding from super PACs, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't care.
Well,
and it's like, if you believe that they do care, then I'm sorry, but you're an idiot.
Exactly. And really, I think what's more harmful being done is all this misleading, these fake pictures being, blown up that we're finding out, this is actually from this or that. The Time article where the Time magazine cover where Trump's standing over a crying child, they're saying that she was never pulled away from her family. So these kind of things, it's they're so misleading, and this happens all the time. It's so annoying. Mexican people, Latinos, this is not racist at all, but you guys are the new black people that these people are trying to target because they're losing their black voting base. They need new voters because the same fucking rhetoric isn't happening. Don't be like the black people that have had this wool pulled over their eyes for years, saying that they got your back, but they don't. Trust me, they don't. They just go through these groups of people until, they're running out of people to become the victim. And you know what they're trying to do now? They're trying to, you want to talk about racism, they're trying to limit Asian people from doing well because there's an overrepresentation of Asian people doing well in this country. Talk about, I have no words. It's like, let's let, like Harvard, let's not let these people that are qualified for whatever, for excellence and all that, let's not let them in because they're not black or whatever. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're not going to let people in because they work too fucking hard? What are we doing? This is applied with everything that the left says to you. They're not even Democrat. They don't even stand for the shit they say they're standing for. And I'm just tired of it. It's like, the Republicans and shit aren't like the best either, but damn it, they're not like this. This is fucking awful, man. Some shit needs to change or we're fucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole goal of the Democratic Party is basically to keep people on the system.
Globalism.
Because if they keep people on the system, then they have control of, you look at all the inner cities and stuff like that, like Detroit, like LA, like Chicago, like all them. They have all the power there, and they keep everybody on the system. There's huge amounts of poverty in those cities. And they keep all those people on the system, mooching out of their hands, being like, oh, we'll give you free handouts, we'll give you free this, we'll give you free that. And that keeps, people coming back, even though they're dirt poor and they have been for the past 20 years and can't afford rent, can't afford college, whatever else. And, these people just keep coming back. It's like, the Republicans do some shitty things, I also agree, but they don't do stuff like that. They're not trying to keep you on the system. They're trying to make you be self-reliant, which is what the society should be. You shouldn't need handouts and all this other stuff. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's like you got to go out and work for things. You can't expect all these, life to be handed to you on a silver platter.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so I want to bring up a video of a representation of what the new left, the new Democratic Party, what exactly they stand for. And you tell me, let's just play this video and then we'll talk about it. But it's Maxine Waters talking about how it's okay now for, run out these Trump cabinet member, Trump supporters, all this. We'll see. Let's just listen.
We want it done now. We're going to insist on it. If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Already, you have members of your cabinet that have been booed out of restaurants. Who have protesters taking up at their house. Who's saying,
Randall.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything.
No sleep.
It's okay.
And guess what? We're gonna win this battle.
It's playing. It's just off my phone.
Okay.
You really don't know the Bible. God is on our side. On the side of the children. On the side of what's right.
All right. So essentially, what that video was saying, I'll play it off my computer next time. Sorry. So that video was Maxine Waters. I'm sure you've seen it by now, but she was pretty much saying how, it's okay to harass Trump people. This administration's taking too much from us. Go to their homes, go to the gasoline stations, all these things, run them out. If Donald Trump said that shit, or do you know how much shit CNN would give him? Oh, racist. How is that not racism? How is that, that's not okay at all? She's saying it's okay to harass people. It's illegal to harass people. I know I say all the time that, we don't have hate speech in this country, but that is, we don't because of the First Amendment. But there's a difference between being able to say what you want and potentially offending people, and going to people, affecting people's personal lives and shouting them down. That's one step.
Well,
You want to talk about Nazism and all this shit? I'm not saying Maxine Waters is a Nazi, but she's definitely acting like a communist here because she's just saying like these people are lower than me. I have a reason to be outraged. This stands for nothing, no American values. I can't believe how brainwashed people are, and like even the little people that support her. But she represents the future of that fucking party. Everyone that they're putting up that's a new up and comer, and as weird as this is going to sound, ain't people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because those are the old school Democrats. They're not even radical enough. They're the moderate Democrats, Gage. And we're talking about how crazy they are. So if people like Maxine Waters are the new norm of the Democratic Party, the next time we have a Democratic president, we are fucked, people. We can't, especially if they're like this, we cannot let this happen. I don't care who you put up I'd vote for a closet broom over Maxine Waters as president. Like this one, she's lost her fucking mind. This is what they represent, and how does this have to do with people being separated at the border? It has everything to do with that, because this kind of rhetoric right here is behind everything they stand for. Everything they tell you is shit. Is this mentality? This mentality that I'm right, you're wrong, and your fucking opinion doesn't matter. So fuck you, and you offend me, so die. And that's okay to say. But if Donald Trump said that shit, we call for his head. I'm just tired of it because it's not. Say what you want about Trump, but he doesn't say go to Maxine Waters' house, and that's fucked up, man.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like you look at the Democratic Party now, and they're just careening off the cliff to the left. It's like whenever we're sitting there calling Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and all these other people moderates, then you know that how far left the Democratic Party has gone.
Well, yeah, and that's our point too. Like they're the moderates, and before I remember Nancy Pelosi was like the worst of the worst.
Mm-hmm. So and since last year, the Democrats have been touting, there's going to be a blue wave in November of 2018. We're going to take back Congress. We're going to take back the House and the Senate. There's going to be a huge blue wave, and now it's not materializing. And now it looks like there might even possibly, the Republicans will, actually gain seats in some instances. And you want to know why that is? It's because the vast majority of people don't want the far left rhetoric. That's why. It's like if the Democrats play towards the middle, they might win. If they do what they did in Pennsylvania, where they, get a Democrat candidate that's a veteran that believes in gun rights and the First Amendment and stuff like that, then they have a chance of winning, as you can see from that special election, because Trump won like Westmoreland County and stuff like that by 30 points or something, and then the Democrat ended up winning because he supports gun rights and he's a veteran, all that stuff.
Well, yeah.
It's like they can win with that strategy, but it's like whenever they're pushing all these like pansy people that go out in the streets and riot and scream and freaking wear vagina hats on their heads and stuff like that. The people don't want that.
Yeah.
And that's what the Democrats don't understand. There's a small minority of people that's loud that want that, but the vast majority of the country does not want that. And that's what they fail to realize.
I don't know, man. I know, like I said, there's so much. Like, I know we said that, we're going to talk about the separation thing. I think we nailed it, and really, I like being able to talk about how fucked up these people are, because, like, I just wish people saw it. Like, I know, like, fuck supporting Trump. You don't even have to support Trump. Just support someone fucking not mental, man. Like, these people are deranged.
Yeah.
We need to fucking, I don't know what to do, but if this shit keeps happening, we're gonna have, it's gonna get bloody. Someone is going to die. People are going to die. They can't keep doing and saying the shit that they do. It's not okay. It's really not. It's not okay to fucking say everyone's a racist and all that, and shout them down and not talk about shit. It's not okay. Fuck that. I don't want to do it anymore, man. But people are gonna die. I think Donald Trump will die. I'm being serious.
Well, I mean, we thought the same about Obama. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to get assassinated.
It's worse. It's worse. It's like 100% worse. They hate this guy.
I agree. I mean, I'm honestly kind of surprised that there haven't been any attempts.
I know, but, it just makes me worried.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
The press secretary of the fucking White House needs Secret Service now because of this stupid shit. That's how intense it is.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too, that I was going to mention. The Democratic Party sits there and they tout, empowering women and all that stuff, unless it's Sarah Sanders or Ivanka Trump or Melania or any of them who are highly successful women, in their positions and everything else. But, they sit there and degrade them, make fun of their accents, make fun of what they wear. Hell, they're even attacking Trump's, 10-year-old son. It's what the hell?
Let's put him in a cage with pedophiles. What the fuck?
Roseanne gets fired for what she said, and, fine, ABC had the right to do that. But, this other dude has a job, saying that shit. It's ridiculous.
It's just I don't know. But anyway, the part 1 is over. We're going to come back and talk about this. This is the Justice for All podcast. The separation and Peter Strzok episode, we'll call it. All right, so come back for part 2.